My first question is for him, so I didn't want to ask him while he's chugging water. Matthias, tonight compared to last night, how much better do you feel was the defense in front of you? I thought last night you were really getting hammered with a lot of close-range shots between the face-off circles there.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the big difference. You know, like we were talking about yesterday, it was one of the worst nights we've had during the season. And I would say this is one of the better ones. You know, just the opposite. We were great.
Higgs, you guys put up 5 goals, but how key was it to play, much better team defense out there tonight, and how key was that in you guys, getting the win?
That was most important. We talked about that before the game, and just made sure we could play offense. We had to make sure we were coming back, stopping up, and doing the little things all game.
For you, the second period there, what did you just see on those 2 goals that you were able to put in?
One was kind of broken play. It was pass front, got kicked to me back door, just kind of tapped it in. The other one, I thought the goalie had it, and I was just wrong with the net, and it was just sitting there. I tapped that one in as well.
For you guys, just how key was it to? No one wanted to say tonight was a must-win, but still, how key was it to get this win to, move back up the standing, especially with Alaska and Bemidji? Looks like they're all getting wins this weekend.
It was a must-win, and then next week we have Tech, which is a huge rivalry. So hopefully we can do the same thing next weekend.
What don't you like about Tech?
I don't know. Since I came here, it's always a battle with them. So it's a fun game, and just always bringing 100%, and it's a fun game to play.
Knowing that they didn't have a good weekend, and especially in their own barn, and you guys just haven't had any luck their last couple trips. What has to change in order to get the success down or up there Friday to come back here and have a little momentum on Saturday?
Hopefully we can just bring the momentum to that Friday game, and just do little things and just keep going offensively, and defense is going to win us the game. So.
Higgs, in the second period there, what was it that allowed this offense to really start clicking? I think you guys outshot them 20-7 there, and you were really able to hammer them in between the face-off circles.
We talked about down low plays, moving the puck behind the net, and looking for the point, and it kind of stretched them out. And I thought we had a lot of shots from the point, and we were crashing in the net. That's where we got most of our offense.
Matthias, the second half of the season here, and as the season has worn on, how would you evaluate yourself overall and stuff? It looks like maybe you struggled a little more in the second half than the first.
Yeah, it's been quite different, you know. I gotta say that, except today, like I said, I felt pretty good playing, like I used to do like before Christmas. And when we played Mankato at home, the first game there, I also felt pretty good. But then I don't know what's really been wrong, but it was really fun to play again. I think that's a huge difference. We were talking a lot about commitment before the game, everyone. And I think everyone was definitely committed before the game.
Do you worry about physical fatigue at all after not playing all of last season and now putting together a full season here, starting night in and night out?
Not physical. It's more mental for me. Preparing before every game it's a big thing.
How do you get over that mental hurdle?
I follow the same pattern before every game, and I think I just got to keep doing that. Yeah.
Matthias, kind of the same question as earlier, the Tech question. What are your thoughts going into the weekend with Tech?
Would be great with 2 wins there for sure. And I think, like today, we talked about being committed, everyone from the beginning. Start playing D zone first, and then the offense is going to come. I think that's what we have to do.
Eric, this series with Tech, does it change this being the 3rd and 4th meeting between you guys? In the past, you guys usually just 2 games on opposite ends of the season.
Not really. I mean, it's just another game. It's just fun. It's against Tech, and hopefully we can bring the same game we played tonight, Friday.
Thanks, guys.
Good. Thanks, guys.
You guys tonight,
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be sitting here, for sure. I can tell you, I was really disappointed last night, and I was disappointed with our consistency of execution and a number of things. And I thought tonight we were much better. I thought in the third, and I thought in the third we got a little sloppy with the puck and gave them a number of shots, and they were pressing and they did a great job. But, I think the first thing you have to say is that really impressed with our senior leadership tonight. I think Seckel and Higby and Vijay and App were three of the best guys on the ice. It showed with the forwards on the score sheet, and we needed that, and we need that every night. I think that it's funny, we had Andy Fernandez, our strength coach, talk to the guys before the game. He talked to them about being a Wildcat and blah 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 and all the stuff that goes with that, and the guys I think really responded to it. He did a great job, and I thought our passion was much better.
How much better was the team defense tonight than last night?
Well, way better. I mean, for 2 periods. In the third, I thought, 10 minutes left in the third, it wasn't even our defense. It was just that we started turning the puck over on our end a lot. We were content to bang pucks out. We weren't even getting them out, I don't think, at times, So, and there was some fatigue. I mean, we were, we lost Jake last night, and so now we're really shorting up on the top guys, the guys that are left. There was some fatigue for sure. They're big minutes by a number of defensemen tonight. Some big minutes. That was going to catch him. So.
Third period, I thought Dahlstrom was at his best there for you guys.
He had to be because we gave him the most opportunities there, but he was exceptional.
How big was it just to get back in front of Lake State, not only just to jump back in the playoffs scenario, I know we have a few weeks to go, but to get some momentum coming into next weekend?
I think one thing I always want to make sure, I think that Capo Cup's a big thing to me. I mean, one senior guy I was called Father Capo, he did my wedding and baptized all my kids. And I was a personal friend of myself and a lot of people in the community. I think that's important that we have that here. And I was not only pleased that we won, but I was pleased that we were able to get that. And then from a league standings perspective, I think that you never want to be in ninth place, and it's so close right now. We always talk about getting points, and I think you take it one night at a time. And we had a bounce back game tonight. We needed to have a bounce back game tonight. We needed to get those points, and I give the guys a lot of credit for just grunting down and finding a way to get it done.
Going to Tech Friday now. We all know the last couple of years, last 2 trips up there just haven't gone your way. Well, we need to change to go into that on Friday because they did not have a great weekend against Alaska. Because
we're gonna have to be better than we were tonight. I'm gonna tell you that we were gonna have to. We've struggled in that building the last couple of years. I think Mel's done a good job putting together a hockey team up there. It's a really good team, and they're ahead of us in the standings right now. We have to respect that. We'll just go up there and I haven't looked at any tape. Too busy worrying about Lake State right now, and we'll have to go put it together.
What do you guys got to do to not only put together 2 wins here, but 2 solid performances? Because it seems like you guys have lacked a little consistency either Friday or Saturday night.
We've lacked a lot of consistency. And, I think, I told our guys in our last 3 weeks, I've seen 3 of the worst games that I've seen played in 12 years, and I've seen 3 of the solid, 3 of the solidest, things that I liked in 3 of the other games. So, I think the guys are getting it. I think they're getting it. I think we're kind of, sometimes you're going down the mountain and sometimes you're going up the mountain. I think right now we just kind of made a turn and we're starting to go the right directions.
How much is that on the senior captains that you mentioned earlier to, help this team?
It's on them a lot. It's on them a lot. And the guys that, Ludwig was our guy. He was kind of our heartbeat and the guy that would talk and be the most vocal. And these other guys are all best when they're leading by example and doing the things that it takes to be successful. And I thought tonight, you saw them in Seckel and Vijay. You don't just have to be a captain to be a leader. I mean, Higby was a good leader tonight. White Up was a good leader. They all did the things I think that it takes to be successful. And if they continue to do that, the other guys will follow.
Is that why you brought in Andrew Fernandez to maybe lend a vocal voice?
No, I think Desi's a guy that played here and has a lot of pride in our program, and I think it's important that the guys. I didn't think we played with the kind of pride we needed to play with last night for no particular reason. I think it's important. Sometimes just when you change your voice, I mean, it's like your mom and dad can tell you a lot of things when you're 17 and you don't listen. Somebody else tells you, pay attention. So same thing.
You gonna take them with you to Houghton on Friday?
Absolutely.
Any other question? I guess coming back just to this weekend series compared to last night, how are your thoughts on the power power kill. Or
Well, it's not,
penalty kill.
we haven't been great at it, and they got one again, they were 1 for 6 tonight, which is, you know, okay, but, you know, I've always found that, you know, your penalty killing is really goalie and defense based. You know, you have to have defensemen that really know what they're doing, they have to really be efficient, and you have to have good goaltending. We certainly have had good goaltending. I don't think as a core defense we've been as good at it as we need to be, holding lines, and even tonight you saw in the third, a lot of times we had clears and we didn't get it out, just some simple things like that, but it's not, the one thing I've been around a long time, and I found out it's not what happened yesterday that matters anymore, it's what happens tomorrow. You know, and we can be the worst team in the league and we're the best team in the next 7 games or through the playoffs. We've had a great penalty kill, so that's the way you have to look at it.
So I guess going into next weekend too, especially there were a lot of penalties tonight, and I guess just over the weekend overall, what are your, to tell the guys to avoid that next weekend? How are you doing that?
I'm going to tell them to play hard and be physical as hell, and if it happens, it happens. I mean, it's the way it is.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Walt.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you much.